Welcome viewers, my name's Takreva and this is my 2000th video, and that means that I've been doing this for on average, well, the videos in the beginning were 30 minutes but now they're 20 minutes, so I need to calculate this. I should have done this beforehand probably, but now that I'm already recording I'm like, screw it. So that would be 2000 times, let's say it's 22 minutes, because most videos do go over length. That would be 44,000 minutes. Divide that by 60 brings you to 733 hours. Dividing that by 24 means that if you would like to watch all videos so far on the channel, if the average is 22 minutes, I think it's a bit less. Maybe a bit more, I'm not sure. But you would be spending 31 days watching everything. So basically, in the last 2 years and nearly 2 months, I've spent 31 days of them recording. Yeah, so 1 month of my last 2 years has been spent doing this YouTube thing. Anyway, I asked you guys 2 days ago to give me questions, and I was like, go ahead. Ask away, and I'll try to answer as much as possible. I decided to not answer a couple of questions because I thought they were like, why would I answer this? But I got most questions, and I divided them up in categories slightly, so I'm beginning with real life, basically. Where do I live in the Netherlands? I live in the south. I'm from a province called Limburg, and it's... oh god, hang on, I need to pause the game then. I've put it on observe mode. Basically, I'm from this area down here. So, Limburg, Maastricht is like less than half hour away from where I live. So there's that. Ooh, nice, the world map. Yeah, so that's where I live in the Netherlands, and yeah. Question the second. How old am I, and am I in a relationship? Right now, I am single, and I am 27 years old. I think that's straightforward enough. What languages do I speak? Well, of course, I speak English. I mean, some of you have been watching for maybe at least a year, I guess. So I speak English. Ik spreek ook Nederlands, Dutch. Yeah, it's my own language. It's what I was born with, and English just fell into this. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch, aber das geht nicht so gut. Not always. German doesn't always get very well in there. Je parle un petit français. Yeah, that just messed up. I studied French in high school because that's what's the word? Obligatory. Yeah, we have to study French in high school here in the Netherlands because, well, we are a trader nation for many years already, and languages are a very big part of that. So it's basically a Dutch tradition that you learn at least 4 languages. And by the time you reach age 15, you've studied at least 4 languages, except at the lower levels of education you can choose the third one, which you want to do. And then certain choices make you take either Spanish or Italian or whatever else you like. So languages are a big part of Dutch culture, in at least learning it when you're young. We start learning English the latest when we turn 10, when we go to in grade school, where we in the 5th grade, it's group 7 we call it here. It's a slightly different system than the rest of the world, I guess, but it's comparable to 5th grade in age, and we start English at the latest at that age. So, have I studied abroad? If so, where? Yeah, because I've studied English, and my English is pretty okay, I hope. I'm not in a position to judge. And I have studied abroad, and since I've been studying, I used to study American Studies, I'm done now. And I went somewhere over here in Wyoming. I spent 4 5 months actually of my life were spent in Wyoming, studying. Basically, I studied military history. American military history was one of my subjects. I did Black popular culture, which was very interesting too. I did Native American history until the 1890s, approximately. So basically, the most important part. Not disregarding anything after that, but it just changed a bit in the 20th century for, well, all Americans in the end. And I did history of oil, basically how did the oil industry develop across the world. And very interesting, I learned a lot in my time over there. Anyway, who is your favorite soccer player and soccer team? Well, this might not be a surprise to some of you, and some of you will be surprised. I kind of hate soccer. What I get the most enjoyment out of soccer, and it might sound strange, but maybe also it doesn't when you think about what types of games we play here. I like the statistics. I like to look up after the weekend what did the teams make for two reasons. One, I like numbers and seeing if the regular top teams, at least in the Netherlands, I only look at Dutch soccer and then anyway, but I look at, say, what did the teams make and were there any ridiculous results that should not have happened. And second reason is to sometimes, basically, my colleagues like soccer a lot at work, and I just am like, yeah, you know, your team lost, ha! That's the extent to which I like soccer. But if I had to pick one team, it would be the Dutch national team, because every 2 years my heart turns a little bit orange when the championship is on, and I basically binge watch a month of soccer. I keep calling it soccer because that's how much I like American football a lot more. Let's just say that. But yeah, then I binge watch a month of soccer and then I'm done for 2 years again. So, well, if they actually get through to it there. If the Dutch aren't in there, I'll maybe watch a game or two, but that's about it. So yeah, that's soccer. What is your favorite food? Well, you can wake me up for lasagna any day of the week. Where did I go in Scotland on my recent vacation and how was it? Well, I went to Glasgow. And I also went with my university friends and studies association. I actually helped organize it, and we basically went to Glasgow and one day in Edinburgh, and we did the sites, we did university. It was really fun. It was amazing, and it was exhausting as well. I mean, I had a week of work in which I walked at least as much as I have to walk at work. Well, probably a lot more. So it was an exhausting week. It was not like a very sit-down trip, and because I was in the organization, I had to get up earlier every morning than everyone else. Yeah, but it was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. So Glasgow, I will go back definitely. If you ever go to Glasgow, on one of the main streets that goes from the River Clyde to the city centre or to the shopping area in the city, go to the Raven. I had one of the best meals I've ever had there. It was amazing. Anyway, what is my favorite video game? Well, I don't actually have a real favorite game. If I go by hours played, then definitely World of Warcraft would be number 1. On number 2, we would have Civilization. I'll just count the entire series for that. And on 3 it will be Europa Universalis. I've played at least almost 500 hours of the game, and I don't play it a lot outside of the stuff I do for YouTube, because that actually keeps the game fresh for me. Because I only play it, say, 20-25 minutes a day. Sometimes I divide it differently. Right now I'm doing 1 hour every 3 days with the way I'm recording right now. I think Sweden is independent, actually. Yeah, that way it keeps the games fresh that I play a lot. Civilization, I've got nearly 900 hours into the game now. Yeah, that's been ridiculous amounts. And I adore that game so much. And of course, World of Warcraft I've been playing since right before the Burning Crusade came out. And my longest break since then has been 6 weeks. That was after Ulduar released, and I had a god-awful week of raiding, in which I did... I was working, and I was raiding, like, hardcore. That was work with overtime, working overtime as well, so I had 5 days of 9.5 hours at work, and then I did 7 days, on average of 7 hours a day raiding on top of that. That week was insane, and I'm not going to repeat that ever again. And I do still, every expansion that comes out, I still take off from work or school or whatever, and I try to get through to the max level in one go without sleep and anything. It's been going reasonably well so far. It's been my record for staying awake. It's been, I need to remember this. Wrath of the Lich King came out on Wednesday, I think it was. Or was it Thursday? Basically midnight. Anyway, no, it was Thursday on midnight that it released. I was up since 4 PM on that Wednesday. I was up until 8 AM on Saturday. Basically, I was up for 64 hours straight. Some of you might have done longer, but that's my record, 64, 65 hours-ish. That's when I was like, I dropped completely asleep. I woke up 8 hours later, finished my leveling, went back to sleep. That was Wrath of the Lich King. So yeah, I guess my favorite video game has to be World of Warcraft, because I still keep playing it. But I love all kinds of games. I really love the Elder Scrolls series. I really love Knights of the Old Republic. Those games are amazing as well. I'm so saddened by how the Old Republic MMO turned out. That it was a bit of a downer, because, you know, World of Warcraft, Star Wars, excuse me, World of Warcraft, Star Wars combination, then as well the Knights of the Old Republic storyline. Oh my god. So much potential, no endgame, and it was a waste. Yeah. But yeah, Blizzard games, all of them, basically been playing them. Paradox games, obviously. There are so much games I love. Yeah. Anyway, now a little bit of on YouTube stuff. Where does my YouTube name originate? Well, Tokreva, I've had a slight tradition. It comes from my World of Warcraft nickname, at least, or my character name. I've had a tradition for my second character. My first character was Natsuko. Basically, all my characters in World of Warcraft are Japanese inspired. They're not necessarily actual Japanese names, but to me, stuff that sounded very Japanese. Maybe Natsuko is a real name, but it was my first hunter. Then I had my paladin, which I called Nei-chan, or little sister, if I'm not mistaken on recalling what it means. Then I had Chimina, that was my nickname before Tokreva, and then Tokreva. Basically, I like Japanese style nicknames. Since I started playing World of Warcraft, those have been my nicknames for the past 8 years, and Tokreva is the one I stuck with longest now, at least 3 years. At least now. Could be. I mean, that's basically where it comes from. Just the way I named my characters, and Tokreva stuck. And now I'm gonna get stuck with it forever because of the YouTube channel, so there we go. Who are my inspirations for starting a YouTube channel? Yeah, there are many inspirations, of course, but the two main inspirations are basically Total Biscuit, because there's just a certain amount of inspiration to be drawn from him. Like, he started off like, yeah, I'm out of work, what do I do now? And just building an empire. You could almost say that, but that's maybe how you look from the outside. But yeah, inspiration-wise, definitely TV. He got me. It's like just that sense of you gotta push through and just keep on going. That really is. Really, that's the way I'm doing this. I'm just gonna jump in head first, or feet first. Feet first is probably safer, and just plow through it all. So that's what I did. And the second inspiration, and basically the theme of the channel mostly, would be Quill18, probably obviously. In the sense that I really enjoyed the type of games he was playing, and I played them a lot as well. I played EU3 and Hearts of Iron 3 before I started watching his channel. And same as Civilization. I basically started watching his channel because of the games I played, and because of his channel I started also the YouTube channel with similar games, sometimes different games, and I think it's basically one of my YouTube quote-unquote dreams to have a full Let's Play of something in a collaboration with him. There are more YouTube dreams, but basically they're like the goals I have. I have goals long-term and short-term. Short-term, my current goal is, of course, the next subscriber milestone of 3,000 people and then 5,000, etc. Long-term goals are getting enough of you to watch that I can join a network, join the Polaris network. That's what I would like to join, also because of, amongst others, TB and Quill18 being part of it, and it's like one of the premier gaming networks, if not, yeah, it is one of the premier gaming networks, with a lot of the people that I actually enjoy watching are in the network. It's not actually, yeah, it's the question, who's your favorite YouTuber is the next question. It sort of ties in there. Currently, Arumba07, definitely. I'm watching nearly everything he does except for his EU4 solo videos, because it's, yeah, I mean, because he releases too much. I don't have the time to watch everything he releases. But right now, that would be my favorite. But there are multiple things that I really like. Of course, Total Biscuit and Quill18. I like Briar Stoned, who I did do a collaboration with. A good friend of Quill18's, actually. Hope to do a collaboration in the near future as well again. I believe we have a Civilization game incoming soon, but we haven't set a date on when we're going to start it. But that is going to happen anyway. I watched the rest of the Co-optional podcast, Wow Crandor, Jesse Cox, and Press Hard to Continue, aka Dodger, aka... yeah, Dodger is basically her other aka. She only has 2 nicknames. I like some of the stuff the Oxcast does, not as much a fan of their Minecraft stuff, but mostly what they've been doing the last year, and that's what I would love to do as well. There's a lot of videos that are together with other people, and since the Oxcast is a very tight group, they can do all kinds of collaborations with each other, and just I enjoy the collaboration videos of the people that I watch the most, really. That would be the Oxcast doing stuff like GTA races, or or some of their Minecraft series in which they work together on stuff with multiple people are pretty fun to watch. Just not because I enjoy Minecraft. I've played Minecraft because it's basically, ooh, I can put some creativity into this, and which I'm currently doing with City Skylines, of course. But the thing is, it's just the banter that they have. It's the same. I really love the multiplayer series Quill18, Arumba, Northern Lion, and Mathis are doing all the time. It's really fun because they have different skill levels, but the way the interactions between them is amazing. That's why many people don't watch Arumba's Factorio stuff, but the Amass series is amazing. I mean, they're just constantly bickering about who built what and stuff, and they're in sort of a hell world with so many biters, and they are. I really love it, just the interaction between them all. Yeah. Who else do I watch on YouTube? That's a good question. I watch quite a few people, but actually, because Arumba releases so much that I actually enjoy watching, I have a very small group of channels I'm subscribed to on YouTube, strangely enough. I don't expand a lot out of it. If I find something really funny, I will go to it, but that's about it. I mean, Yeah, currently my favorite one would be Roomba07 because I just watch him a lot, and overall Quill18 of course also rates high, as well as Total Biscuit, and yeah, it's just YouTube is a magical place. How long are you planning on doing this? As long as I can be arsed to do it. I was like, yeah, the question, how long are you planning on doing this? I'm like, on doing what? The Q&A? Well, until my questions run out, probably. YouTube, until I can't be bothered with it anymore, but it's basically until I really see decline, and it just, YouTube sort of dying off. But so far, since I've begun over 2 years ago, I've only seen growth. Slow growth, but growth nonetheless. So I'm not quitting anytime soon. Anyway, that's how long are you planning on doing this live? Well, probably until I die. There you go. On to some EU4 related questions. What was my hardest playthrough of anything? And especially of EU4. My hardest playthrough of anything that I actually completed or nearly completed is a toss-up between Warcraft 2 Alliance campaign and Theme Hospital. Old games from over 15 years ago, but they were tough as nails, and back then I was already into strategy games. And Theme Hospital, I got to the last level, and the Alliance campaign, I got to the last level. And I never got the time to play the last level of Theme Hospital, or I'm not sure anymore what happened with that. But the Alliance one, you start off without a base, you just have units, you have to start building a base. You get a few archers, but the orcs, Black Hand, or whoever it was in the story, is already flying around with dragons. So it's a little bit of an unfair start for the AI, so I got stuck there a little bit. On YouTube, my hardest playthroughs, I haven't really done a really hard playthrough, to be honest. Could say that SimCity was hard, but that's more the game than me. But if anything, I would say the Hearts of Iron Japan playthrough was the hardest to do, because it was such a long campaign. At some point I was like, yeah, how can I keep this even remotely interesting? And then I was like, fuck it, Germany is not getting through in Russia, I'll do it myself. And that's, if you haven't watched Japan, yeah, it's 169 episodes long, so, yeah. So that's almost 10% of all the videos I released. Almost 10% is just one Let's Play of Hearts of Iron 3. There's that. Okay. Well, you do an EU4 campaign as England. I've already done one. And it was mostly as a setup to become... Well, actually, not necessarily. The second time I did it was... it got corrupted in the save when the Wealth of Nation... No. Conquest of Paradise? I think it was Conquest of Paradise that added... No, I'm not sure anymore. Anyway, I think it was after Conquest of Paradise. Anyway, the patch that released Colonial Nations, I think it was, is when I switched to Ace. It corrupted the save game and it couldn't be loaded anymore because of the patch change. And I didn't want to go back to a previous version at that point. So I started a new game that I just played single player until I had the 13 colonies and a reasonable spot to play. And then I played the 13 colonies into USA. But England has had some changes. As you can see, they're actually beating up France right now in war. And there have been some changes with the parliament system and such that maybe in the future I'll go back to England. But I don't really like replaying a nation I've already played, so... What EU4 country is the most fun for a beginner? Hands down the Ottomans. Because with the nerf to France, that has happened with the recent patch. France lost its vassals, so it lost its vassal swarm and is a lot weaker in the early game, like seriously a lot weaker, sadly. The AI can eat France on a really easily bases nowadays. So there, France is weaker now, so that leaves the Ottomans as the one real superpower that is easy and fun to play. I've actually never played myself as the Ottomans. I'm probably not going to do that anytime soon either, because I'm not a beginner anymore, so that was a little bit less fun. But you start off strong, you start off in a really good position, you start off with a lot of neighbors that you own cores on, so there's a lot of warfare to be done from day one. So there's just a lot to do as the Ottomans, and you can expand in every direction. You're the most central nation in the game. They've got pretty strong ideas. So yeah, I would say the Ottomans are definitely the most fun for a new player, a real beginner to EU4, to get to know the game and to have fun with the game when you start off playing it. If you start off playing a one province minor, what the frick, Theodoro? Look here, the purple. Theodoro has gotten itself some land. Wow, that's insane. Yeah, if you say play as Theodoro, you're gonna have a bad time. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So Ottomans, as a beginner. Anyway, what nations are you looking to play in future EU4 campaigns? Well, from the top of my head, the nations I've played so far are Burgundy and Naples. I want to say Naples. I did play, yeah, I think it was Naples that I played into Italy. I've played the Netherlands, I've played England and the USA, I've played Muscovy, I am playing Japan, I have played Germany, definitely have played Germany already. I've played Castile. I think those are the 10 I've played. I've played the game as Iroquois, I think. I think so, yeah. I've played a native game as well, definitely. Those are the games of EU4 that I've played so far. And the nations I still want to play. I still want to play at least a game as Austria and try to unite the HRE. But not anytime soon, I think. I would still want to play a game as a Sunni nation. And oh yeah, I played Malaya as well. Jeez, I've played so many EU4 campaigns already. I definitely want to. So yeah, that's one. That's Austria. I do want to play as one of the Nordic nations to unite Scandinavia, because I did that in a single-player game, and that was pretty fun. So just Scandinavia is not overpowered at all. I also want to play, it's possibly going to be the next one, or the one after that is a campaign in India. Because I do want to get, play as a Hindu nation in India. That's also on what I want to do. Of course, there's Africa still, there's Inca still. There's, didn't I not play as the... I have a feeling I played as the Mayan too. Something, I think so. Man, I've played EU4 every day almost every day since it came out. That's how much I've played the game, and how much I like the game, and how much you start forgetting about what you did over a year ago in the game as well. Yeah, but basically many nations. Poland, possibly. I'm not much of an achievement player though, so going for the really hard, at least in this game. The other games it's different. But in EU4, I'm not so much about playing for the achievements, for doing the difficult, impossible stuff to do. The stuff that basically get put in the game because DDR Jake doesn't like it being in the game. Those things I don't go for. I'm just here for the stories of dominating the world as an unlikely candidate. Oh yeah, there's also the game of Sparta with the random nation stuff. Yeah, that's EU4. Getting near to the end of all of this. I have 3 questions left. What will be your first playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 when it comes out? Is that a rhetorical question? Germany, of course. What video game would Paradox be working on if I was the president of Paradox? And it was said on the question that it would be my opinion and not popular opinion. The strange thing is, Paradox is working on the two games I want the most. CK3 or EU5 or Victoria 3. No, I don't want them as much as I want Hearts of Iron 4 and frickin' Stellaris. I've said before in my games of... I think I've said it in Endless Space, I've said it in Galactic Civilizations. I'm looking for the Space 4X game, because I love Civilization, but I'm a little bit more science fiction than history. I know a shit ton about history, don't get me wrong. That's also one of the big draws to the Paradox games for me, is because I really love history. World War II is one of my favorite subjects. That's why, seriously, I'm playing as Germany in Hearts of Iron 4. But yeah, science fiction is also something I really, really love. And like Star Trek and Stargate and StarCraft, that's another star, that's science fiction. Firefly, of course. Star Wars is fantasy, so stop talking about that. Yeah, because they go rescue the princess in the castle, and they are being held by this magical dragon figure that's 6 feet in black. I mean, seriously, look the tropes up. Star Wars is fantasy set in a universal setting. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, Stellaris is just the game I want. I want that game to be perfect. I mean, Hearts of Iron 4 is looking good, but I need Stellaris to be perfect. And that will replace EU4 in this channel for a long time to come. I will still be playing EU4, but when Stellaris is out, oh boy, all bets are off. There we go. One more question. Are you considering playing any other games in the future? Always. Seriously, the sound of the ducats coming in every month is just weird in observed mode. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. But still, with all these vlog style videos, I don't get why you would watch this if you're not even subscribed yet. I'll see you guys probably in another 500 videos for something special, maybe in 1,000 videos, definitely on the milestones and etc, etc. Leave comments if you want any more information, any more questions. I can answer them there as well. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this little glimpse into the life of Tokreva. And I'll see you guys later.